Belloso here on the tira, and we're gonna try a little bit of a different stance here. I wanted to come on here and just introduce myself to a lot of you fine folks out there on YouTube Landia. I know that I'm new to a lot of you people. Feel free to comment. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all that, Turn on your notification. That's the spill that I see all these content creators doing. I'm fairly new to YouTube. Been on here for a couple months. I'm at about 14,000 subscribers. Very organic, and so thank you for that. On the tira. First and foremost, my name is Ahmed Belloso. I'm 48 years old. I was raised in Los Angeles. Sorry if you hear some huffing and puffing other than myself, because I just did indulge on the tira. That's my dog, Chacho, who doesn't want to make a cameo at the time, but it's fine. So, as I was saying, my name is Ahmed Belloso. I'm Mexican. My mother's from Guadalajara, from Jalisco. And my dad, he passed away a few years back. He was from Sinaloa, and he was raised in Tijuana from a young, from the youth. And then so I would say he's born in Sinaloa, but from Tijuana. And so I have a lot of siblings down there south of the border. And, but I myself grew up in Los Angeles with my mom. My father had his family in Tijuana, and, some of them were raised around San Diego. And it turned out that my dad came to Los Angeles and got my mom pregnant in a time when him and his wife. And so I have a sister who's a month younger than me. I guess, he went back to his wife after messing around and lost and conceiving me, and then going back, making up with his wife, and then conceiving my biological sister, half-sister, on the tira. And we look very much alike. Picture me with hair and don't, please, on the tira. Anyhow, that's going way back. And so I was born in Los Angeles over at the county USC in 1976. And my earliest memory was from El Monte. My mom, she's first generation. She came from Guadalajara with all my siblings in tow. And we have, sorry, there's a fly in here. There's two flies in here on the tira. My mom had, she brought all my siblings, and then, shortly thereafter, I came along, and then I have another younger brother, and, he's younger than I. He's 46 right now, I believe. That's my younger brother, Adolfo, Upper, for those of you who know. And we lived in Monte, on Valwood, in the Klingermans, on Bunker, behind the Zachary Farms. And then we lived in the Medina Courts as well. And then we moved to La Puente. And then from La Puente, we lived on Northam, on the hill by Celayas. Remember the old, we used to go to, I remember at that time I used to go to Northam Elementary. I was little, bro. And then I remember we moved to Ballista, on Amar and Ballista, next to the Weight Watchers and behind the clock shop, right? And then from there, we moved to Pomona. And then from Pomona, that's, when we moved to the neighborhood, that was around the time of my adolescence. And then, I had learned a lot, because when we lived in La Puente at 10 years old, I was still there. We were removed from the home for foster care reasons, because my sister was getting, how do you call it for YouTube purposes, S-aid, by my stepfather-in-law at the time. And my little brother was too, and I believe I may have been, but I might have blocked it out because I don't remember. But then again, if I don't remember, it's probably because it didn't happen. But then again, trauma's trauma, and regardless, I still reap the repercussions of that, whether it happened to me or not. I couldn't even tell you, bro. Honestly, honest answer, I couldn't tell you. But I know that I'm still dealing with the after effects. Like, if it had. And so, whatever, we end up in the neighborhood, and adolescence. By then I had been out of the foster care, and we had went through therapy and counseling, and I had developed behavioral issues. And then we I was a very clear line from CPS to which criminal the criminal record, from child protective services to the criminal justice system, as far as juvenile hall, and camp and placements, and all these disciplinaries. And you got to remember, this is the 80s. I started catching my time in the getting into the late 80s, right, and early 90s, and then the 2000s. By then I was already an adult, and I was full on um, idiot status, if you will, right? um, I went as far down as being a ward of the state for the Los Angeles County foster care system at 10 years old, and hopping around from different foster homes to, being ran through Central, and uh, LP and Silmar. And I've been to, I opened up Camp Challenger. We were literally the first bus load when the gates opened at Camp Challenger. And it was scary. I remember it was a scary feeling. We opened up Camp Jarvis. That was my very first camp. It was a reception back then, and from there, man, I've been to Camp Afterball, Camp Page, Camp Rocky. Um, what other camp did I go to? Camp Gonzalez. Some of these. We went to some of the lower level camps, like the work camps, like Camp Afterball was a work camp, and then we got them up over there, and then we ended up in Camp Page after we went to the box. And then they tried to make us into a fireman, but I never made it past the bumping it out. So I went back to the box at Camp Rocky, and then because I wasn't there to work, homie, I was there to gangbang. That's how we were. That's what my homies taught me. That's why I was all tatted up at an early age, because my homeboys from the neighborhood had prepared me, because they knew we were gonna get busted for a long time. Juvenile fire camp. It's a fire camp. Page is adjacent to Camp Afterball. One's a work camp, one's a fire camp, and I've been to both. And I didn't work at the work camp, and I didn't fight fires at the fire camp. I actually went to the box, which was Camp Rocky in San Dimas, down the street. And I'm trying to paint a picture of what kind of kid I was. I was not a programmer. And then um, Camp Rocky ended up just saying, you know what, just keep him here. We ended up, I got refouled on, and ended up back in the LA County court system as a failed ward of the state or whatever. And so they disciplined me to the higher, more disciplinary camps, which is was Camp Rocky, was one of the higher ones. And it's all the same, bro. Just some are open, and with the cop fence, and some are like brick walls, and so they started putting me in the ones with all the walls around it. And so I messed up my chances fairly early on, as far as minimum level status. I ruined those chances as a juvenile. That by the time I got to the LA County jail system, I went straight to being slammed down, because my previous juvenile record, although they don't, by then I was all fucking tatted already. I was 18 years old, in there for very, very serious felonies. And George Wilson was governor at the time. And for those of you who remember the early to mid 90s, when Three Strikes Law came out, even those of us that had no strikes, they were giving us 2 strikes on the first offense, which was what happened to me. And it was a rough ride, homie. But those laws that were implemented at that time had been a precursor to what was to come, and what had already transpired, because by then we had already had the LA riots. Rodney King, that whole trip had went off. And then the Menendez brothers were like big during at that time when we're in the county jail. And then OJ was, everybody remembers Camp OJ, and we were there for all of it. Even Rick James was in the county jail with us, bro. we're all in there together. No lie. I mean, we weren't like living together, but we seen each other. I seen Rick James before he passed away. I seen both Eric and Lau Menendez, bro, in the county jail on court line, and everybody faced the wall. And we would see OJ coming through with like 20 officers or deputies, excuse me, when he was fighting his case for the for the whole Anna Nicole Smith, or Anna Nicole Simpson, excuse me. um like one white girl, two white girls, right? But no, in all seriousness, this was my juvenile life, bro. Like it was. I was in there with that fool that busted Reginald Denny from A-Trade Gangsters football, and he was another high-profile case. And Beretta was in there for Robert Blake. I don't know if you fools knew who that man was, but he was like from I guess the early from the '80s. He was like a Columbo or some shit. I don't know. He was like a TV star. And the LA County Jail don't play, homie. The LA County Jail, for those of you who have never been, it's a wild ride, especially when you're 18 years old and like you're facing some serious time, and then you see, even though you're not like living with these people, you're still with your people, but to know that you're there in the same place at the same time with these people who had just did these uh just these horrible things that were happening at that time, and I was there too, and so you can understand where my mindset was at, that I felt honestly. And I'm 18, bro, and I'm used to being a bunch of gang banging ass kids, and now I'm like with the big dogs in the LA County Jail. And uh I I s- I stood up straight, when I sat. I remember being one of them kids that, sorry, I remember like and I didn't know nothing. I was scared, bro. I remember I felt like I was in an alien planet in that LA County Jail, because I had been through all the juvenile halls. I had been through all the camps. We opened up Lancaster, Camp Challenger. And so I thought, I remember I used to go visit my brother in Miraloma, and now it's an INS, or now it's a acting studio. I don't know what they do over there in Miraloma, in Lancaster, but like I already knew what was up, homie. I remember we used to take my brother Clavo, bro, when we were little juveniles, in the LA County Jail. And my older brothers taught me that shit. And so by the time I got to the county jail, I knew some stuff, but I didn't know a lot, but I was eager to learn. And I remember this one homie, I forgot his name, but he's an older dude, eh? And I had just got sentenced to 5 years, my first term, right? And I didn't know what to do with myself. I was learning how. I was trying to do anything. I was trying to make picture frames. I was trying to draw on envelopes, but I didn't really know how to draw very well. And then I was like trying to write poems. I was just trying to do anything to like psych my mind out, because 5 years at that time I had never did that. I had already did 5 years as a juvenile, but I had did it like broken up. I didn't have to do it all in one putazo, right? And so I was kind of like down, eh? I remember I got a little. I couldn't show it, but I remember at 18 years old, I felt a little depressed. That was the first time depression had. Man, I've been depressed. Like I remember, I used to count the holes in the ceiling. Anybody ever do that? Imagine anybody it used to count all the little holes in the ceiling. Like I remember I used to do that shit in the box in LP. When there's nothing to do but just sit there and try to entertain your mind when you have not even nothing. So I would like make shapes, and I would try to like create. I don't know. I would do the most, but all that, because I never allowed myself to just go stale in the cell. I think that it opened up, a gateway to me, because now I'm very artistic, homie, right? And so the reason why I dubbed this the Getting to Know Ahmed Belloso is because I wanted to show you guys. Sorry, my shipping department. Don't mind this area. Let me move this a little bit here. So this is my drawing, you guys. It's a quetzal bird that I'm working on. I'm gonna go ahead and just let me see if I can position this. Okay, so I'm a tattoo artist by trade. You know, I've been tattooing since I was in prison, and that's where I learned how to do what I do. But I've been working on this, and Mahaina, she's like, "When are you gonna finish my drawing?" And I said, "You know what? I gotta finish it for her because, you know, I started this for her when we were dating, and I just wanted to show you guys that your boy has skills, right? Because I do, bro. Like I got some major skills that I don't think people even understand. Like how really talented I really am, bro. And I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just saying, like, I don't try to be perfect with my art, but like I really do know what I'm doing, you know. And I don't ever try to draw like anybody else. I just kind of I let my mind wander, and that's how I passed my time when I was in prison. Is that I would lose myself in my drawings, and I remember thinking, the more ink I could put, the more darker I could make it. You hear, you can hear the sounds of the pen as it strokes the canvas, because this is actually a paño, you guys. And anyhow, I just want to show you guys, you know, and say hi, and just show you that your boy is multi-talented. And that's why I think that my page is so successful, because I utilize my talents. You know what I'm saying? I utilize my talents. I'm not afraid. Look, I'm not afraid to go dark, homie. I'm not afraid to chop up my drawing. I'm not afraid, bro. And that, I think that's how I live my life as well. I'm just not afraid anymore. If you're scared, go to church, Holmes. You know what I'm saying? And it might not even come out that good, but it just might. Look. And so we just keep it pushing, bro. And that's the thing about when you have art, is that you literally cannot go wrong. Look at, I'm not even being like that careful with it. I used to watch people like Bob Ross and Happy Trees, Happy Accidents. Remember Bob Ross, guys? And so now I'm just not afraid to go dark. Like the darker, the better. The darker. Look at some of you fools. I see your drawings and I'm like, why does this food not go dark? Why doesn't it not go dark? Can't you see that everything looks better when it's darker? You see now the difference? See what I'm saying? Now imagine if I could just convince people to just live their life like that and just kind of go all in, homie. Like, stop being so careful, right? Stop being so careful in the things that you do, because you can't really make no mistakes. Because even if you fuck up, like, you can still fix it, bro. Do you understand what that means? Like, I'm not even, and I think this is how I live my life, guys. I live my life very, not careless, but I don't know how to explain it to you guys. If you guys are if you live life very careful, I don't live like that. I don't live my life very careful like that. And so I hope for the best. You know what I'm saying? I hope for the best in everything that I do, but sometimes I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes my own rationale, my own rationale comes into question myself, because you know. But it doesn't matter, because I'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission, bro. Because if I sat around asking everybody for their permission, I would never be a reporter, bro. I would still be asking permission to be whatever it is that you allow me to be, and I just can't live my life like that, bro. How many of you guys don't ask permission anymore? I don't. This, like, bro, you could be whatever you want. I literally became a reporter. I literally became Hugh Hauser. Like, who, you know how many people told me I wasn't? You know how many people told me I could never? You know how many people told me that give it up, don't quit your day job? Like, bro, people call me racist names. They don't believe. But that's not my problem. That's not my problem. That's their problem. And so what people do is they try to project their insecurities onto you, bro. And that's your bad if you let them. Because if I listened to everybody who told me I couldn't do something, dog, like I said, Food News would never have gotten the artist formerly known as, and then I would never have became on the tira. Like, and you know, like we just don't know, homie, where we're gonna end up, but we know where we've been. I'll tell you that much. We know where we've been, so we know where we're headed because, you know, this is business, bro. People are really watching. People are really watching, and people are paying attention. And if you think they're not, trust me when I tell you they are, bro. Trust me when I tell you they are paying attention, bro. And you know, you have to show people all your talents. Don't pick just one. Like, fool, I showed you fools how smart I am, but now I'm showing you how talented I am. And not only that, I'm showing you how good my voice is. And then it's not that really, it's just that I have a good producer because I pay for that. And so you get what you pay for in this game, homie. And so if you're a rapper and your music sounds like shit, it's probably because you're still trying to fucking make it on your own. Bro, I can't make it on my own. I need people to help me. And so I'm not the type that go asks for free. And if I'm gonna go and utilize somebody's talent because they have worked hard to get where they're at and they're making money. So who am I to just come over here and I don't know this man? So for me to sit there and ask this man to take 2 hours out of his day, I better come correct. And so that's why I think when I ask people, listen, because I never go into anything not expecting to make money, dog. Not for you, not for me, homie. And if you fools are still out there trying to stroke each other's ego because you're friends, okay, well, take your friend, give your friend your bank account. Tanto los quieres a los pinches amigos, dales el pinche cuento, güey. Give them the fucking things. I don't have friends, homie, at all. Everybody's a business associate potential. If not, then what are we doing? What are we doing, bro? And so I wanted to show people, sorry, I just want to tell people that while you're out there still trying to make friends, we out here trying to make business, homie. And I hope that some of you understand that. Please don't ever think that we don't have a handle on what we're doing. Trust me, nobody has a better handle on what we're doing than we, homie, right? We, exactly. And unless you're part of this team, homie, there's no I. As my old PE teacher used to say, my old PE teacher from Frank Wright. I used to go to Frank Wright Elementary in El Monte for like half a semester. And my teacher, Miss Chad, I don't know if you guys remember Miss Chad from Frank Wright Elementary. Right there in Almani, next to Lambert Park. Remember the old dances on Halloween and shit, and the Christmas dances at Lambert Park? And the school, and the lunches in the summer? Anyhow, I'm getting off topic, but yeah, let's not ever, get it misconstrued, guys, okay? That this isn't a full-on business on the tira. Even this, something so random and simple as drawing is a business. Because I wouldn't be buying 10 plumas and you see that they're not the same, right? Because you have to know what you're looking for. I get these for a reason. I didn't just buy these because I went to a place where I had a million pens. The thing is that if you know what you're looking for and you know what you're doing, then why would you have to even ask anybody anything if you already know? And so if you're sitting here watching me, bro, and this is real spit. If you're sitting here watching me and you're like, damn, this was making it look easy, it's because it is, dog. The thing is that instead of me just being on my phone all the time, I'm actually putting in the work. That's all it is. There's no difference other than the fact that I could be out there pisteando too. I could be out there, at the venue. I could be out there, whatever it is that people are doing nowadays. But instead, I'm here working. I'm working my talents, right? Um, this one is not for sale because this is the one I was doing for my HR. This is a I was when I was courting her. Um, when I was courting her, I wasn't, obviously when you court somebody, you try to impress them, like the birds in the wild that they when they bring little stones to their potential mate, and this was my little stone, you know what I mean? He's like, you're a turtle. Yeah, no, that's one of the beautiful things about drawing is you can make it look as beautiful as you want, and you can make it look as choppy as you want. The thing is that um it's up to you, bro, and there's nothing wrong with it. And, but for me, it's not about time. For me, it's not about time. It's not about how fast I could get it done. It's about how beautiful the image is coming out and how amazing I know I can still get it. Does that make sense? And the darker it goes, the more beautiful it gets. Look, I'm just gonna show you guys because you can see here. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but the more ink you lay into the canvas, just the more beautiful that it gets. And you can see here now you see the difference. And I'm enjoying myself. Actually, I'm sitting here enjoying myself, talking to my constituents. I don't have a care in the world, and I'm just here, just trying to show you food that, for me it's drawing. For you, it could be cooking. For you, it could be, writing poetry. It could be helping others. It could be swimming. Whatever it is for you to get you to where you need to be, the thing is, you need to stop waiting. Stop waiting. Stop waiting. What are you waiting for? Like, you already know what you want to do, bro. You know who you are. You know what you love. And that's why I tell people, if you already know, just do it. If you're a baker, go bake. Oh, I don't know what to bake. Well, then go watch your favorite content creator and go imitate them. And just film yourself doing it. And if you want to be a content creator, that's all you got to do is just basically copy somebody, bro. And cause I didn't know what I wanted to do neither. And but I knew that I just needed a head start. And once I got past my own insecurity, once I got past my own doubt, once I got past like all these little things that were holding me back, then that's when I was able to really open up my creativity. It didn't start off, my page didn't start off like you see it now, bro. Nothing like it, actually. And I think that's a true testament of what hard work, persistence, dedication. Bro, I have 28 songs. I threw an art show. I've done photo shoots. I have corridos. I film my own documentaries. It all stemmed from drawing, bro. I used to watch artists like Mr. Cartoon when I was in the prison system, and I used to draw. I used to watch Jose Lopez from Lowrider Tattoo, and I used to watch the homie Placaso. People who I met throughout, and I would say that those three were probably the most influential as far as for me. And I've never met Cartoon. I've met Jose Lopez. I actually gifted Jose Lopez, the wheelchair, the homie from Santa Ana or Anaheim. Where's he at? From Anaheim. Um, but I actually gifted him some drawings that I did because I was trying to come up. I was trying to showcase myself, and I at that time I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but and that's how I did it, bro. I started giving away my art. I started giving it to people who I thought I admired, which I admired Jose Lopez, and I admired Cartoon, and I admired a lot of people. So I gave myself away a lot. But you know what? I don't do that anymore. I don't give myself out away no more because um I just don't. I'm not gonna sit here and try to make an excuse as to why. I just don't. I value myself. I value my time. I value my art. I value everything that I do, bro. So much so that I charge. I think I'm entitled to that. And I mean, people say, "Oh, you do everything for money." Well, how do you pay your bills? How do you feed your family? How do you buy the things you need to buy? And that's how you do it, by working. And so what I do is I'm a news reporter and I showcase, and this thing makes me money, bro. Like somebody had to buy it. Somebody had to buy this. Like nobody sent me this for free. Like everything you see here is bought and paid for, except that freaking fly. But is what I'm trying to say is that everything you see is not everything gets charged. Trust me, like we were not there charging Emmanuel, like we were not there charging Joseph Aranda. We're not out there charging. There's a lot of things we don't charge, but there's a lot of things that we do charge. And the thing about me now, I've learned. I got smart enough now to know, don't don't share your how do you say it? Don't place your pearls before swine, is what I'm trying to say. Does that statement ring true to anybody? In the Bible it says, do not associate with swine, right? Do not place your pearls before the pigs. Can somebody explain that to me on the tira? What exactly that means? I mean, I would imagine it's self-explanatory, but if somebody can please explain to me what they believe that might mean, is do not place your pearls before the swine. Why is that? And that since the first time I ever heard that, that captivated me. And I always ask people, what does that mean to you from the Bible, right? What does that mean to you? Do not place your pearls before swine. And then I think that when it becomes evident, you start to think what and why, and you apply it to your very own life, and you start to have understanding of these questions that you probably had throughout life. It's just as you get older, you give it more thought, in depth. At least if you're a spiritual, like me, I'm a baby Christian. I'm a Cristiano, homie, straight up. I don't do drugs. I don't bash people, right? Don't offer something valuable to people who will not appreciate it and may even trample it underfoot or attack. Exactly. Thank you for that. And yeah, no, and that's what I thought, and that's what I thought it would mean. It's pretty self-explanatory. Don't present your pearls to the pigs, bro, because they're gonna do what pigs do. And do not get what is holy to the dogs, nor cast your pearls before swine. What's meant for you is for you, bro. Can't nobody take your blessings. Not man, not swine, not nobody. If it's been written by God, the only one that can take that away is yourself. Oh, you can definitely stifle your own blessings. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I'll be the first to attest to that. I'll be the first to attest to that, my dear Lord, on the tira. Um, sorry, I'm getting caught up in this drawing, and I'm like, what am I gonna do next? I don't wanna just get stuck here. It's looking good. It's a quetzal. Since my girl is from Guatemala. Oh, you didn't know HR is from Guatemala? Yeah, she's from my girl's full Guatemalan Chapina. Any Chapinas out there on the tira? Oh, congratulations. I have my own Chapina on the tira. You hear that? Doesn't that? We're gonna do some ASM. Is that how you say it? ASMR. We're gonna do, dude. That's just kicking in on the tira. But check this out. This is my art, and this here. Let me fix this for you folks so you guys can see better. Sorry, that's how I draw. I'm like all over the place, but I'm gonna try to keep it like this so that you guys can see what I'm doing. But this is a paño. This is a technique that I learned. You know who taught me how to draw like this? My homeboy Buddha from Pomona 12th Street. He passed away. Little 18-year-old Ahmed Belloso ended up in the prison yard with my older homie Buddha from 12th Street. And I grew up with his son, little Stevie. He lived right there on Park and Phillips. And he introduced me to his whole family, Camel, him and all his other brothers, the Alanices, and his wife Becky. And I met her. I met her in prison, bro. She didn't remember me. I was so young. And I seen her as an adult at one of my other homeboys' funerals. And I was like, I need your husband. It was ex-husband, I guess. And she's like, oh, you passed it. Yeah, I heard. And I don't know what happened to him, but Buddha from 12th Street lives on through me, homie, because that man taught me how to draw, bro, like this. And so, shout out to the Alanices from Pomona, dog. I can't say enough good things about your dad. Um, but yeah, I would imagine it's nice to know that somebody's family member had such a profound impact on somebody, especially like me, somebody who I didn't have a lot of father figures growing up, people who I trusted throughout my life had always backstabbed me one way or the other. And that's why I think I have trust issues, right? I think that's why I have trust issues because people have played me, bro. But one thing I could say, the homie Buddha, God rest his soul, from Pomona 12th Street, that dude taught me something that it's like the old saying. It's like the old saying that said, you teach a man how to fish, he can feed himself forever. But if you show a man how to fish, or no, how does it go? If if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. There you go. But if you teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. And so shout out to Buddha from 12th Street, because he taught me how to eat for a lifetime, homie. There's not a lot of men that I could say showed me that. And so thank you, bro. Thank you, thank your family, thank your kids, and I just wanted your family to know that your dad was a very, very special person because he taught me a very, very special gift. And I can't say that about a lot of people. I met a lot of people who draw, but I can't say that. I can't say that about them, that they left the imprint. You know what I'm saying? They left me with a profound gift, homie. Like, I make my money off this, bro. Not like drawing. I mean, like, I have all my life. But it all comes out. It's all part of the same, it's all part of the same viaje. Whether you're drawing, tattooing, or creating content, if you're creative, you're creative. How many of you fools are creative? I know some of you guys are creative. I see you. You do crock charms and I talk a gang of shit. Trust me, bro. But at the end of the day, you gotta be creative to start a business. That's off top. You're not going to be successful if you're not creative. You have to think of if you're a restaurant, you have to think of a menu, you have to think of a layout, you have to think of, there's a lot of things you need to think of as you grow. And that's in anything. If you're a baker, you gotta make your tarts nicer, your donuts more like for Halloween, you get creative. And so people paint their windows festive, and they decorate. And so you have to be creative in everything you do, bro. Because if not, well, God bless you. God bless you, bro. God bless you. And the thing about me is that I'm not a gatekeeper. I don't gatekeep my talents. I'm showing you fools right here. It takes time, but like, you see how I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to get in there. I should say, I'm not afraid to get in there, leave my mark, right? And I think I just live life that way. I'm not afraid to get in, bro. I didn't come to YouTube for a long time because, not that I was afraid to leave my mark, but I was like, man, like, YouTube's another trip, But I just finally I got out of my comfort zone, and look at me now, here on YouTube drawing on the tira, right? And I used to do this on TikTok. When I first started, before I became the artist formerly known as Full News Network, which I don't own the rights to, and I'm not obviously I don't own the rights to that or the logo or the name. None of it. I'm just saying like who I used to be. That before I even started that, I was already pushing my arte, homie. You know, I'm not afraid to take a chance. Bro, you know, people laughed at me when I did La Sonia. Here's a little story about a hyena named Sonia. Met her at a club in the city of Pomona. Took her to the back of my Jefita Toyota. She wanted to get high, so I put her in a coma. I rolled up a leño and I put it in her boca. On the radio, our lobo was playing rolas. She started getting faded, so she pulled out a bolsita. Now I'm on the dance floor and I'm dancing with gorditas. Sonia pulled her skirt up and she's showing her nalguitas. Then she came up to me and she threw me a putazo. That shit didn't faze me cause she hit me in the brazo. Sonia started tripping, so I gave her an abrazo. And my homegirl's crazy, and she likes to get fucked up, and she likes smoke yesca, and she likes to coca, and she got about 6 kids, she got 5 baby daddies. Yeah, my homegirl has issues, and she don't give a fuck. And you know how I know that I did good? Because Tucanes de Tijuana, I don't know if you guys realize that was La Chona, but which is La Sonia reincarnated, but I knew I was doing something right when Tucanes de Tijuana gave me a like on that multiple times, and they've shared it on their page, and that's how I know they're not haters, bro. The Tucanes, at least they haven't yet, you know, and they've allowed me to do what I do, and it's a homage to them. And I have a lot of songs, bro. Did you guys hear the song I dropped today? The message. Sick ass fools everywhere, and they throwing up the hood, and they just don't care. Can't take the hate, can't take the noise, got no money in the bank, so I got no choice. Rats in the courtroom, homies in the back. Your Hannah's on the phone, and she's saying, call me back. I tried to say wait, and she hung up like that, cause some fools spit some game, and then I got jacked. Don't push me, cause I'm a sick ass fool. I'm trying just to be like you. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes you wonder how I keep from going under. And then it goes, yelling where you from, fool, smoking on some endo, watching all the bullets fly, busting out your window. Crazy hyena, always looking mad. Used to be so fine, now she looking like a sea hag, smoking on some scante, at her hepa chante. Don't look back, homie, puro pa delante. Down with the creep show, messing with the freaks, so she could feed her habit for the next 2 weeks. She went to the city and got assisted living. She got a Section 8, she couldn't make it on her own. Don't push me, cause I'm a sick ass fool. I'm trying just to be like you. And so that turned into this, and then that turned into the music, and then my homie's doing bad, stole my brother's TV, said he's smoking too much, he's just not healthy. Hits the pipa in the daytime, Linas at night. He doesn't sleep all day and he's awake all night. The late might know, yeah, he calls my phone and scares my hyena when I'm not home. I got a good head and shoulders, if I said it, I meant it. Brought a knife to a gunfight, look how it ended. Been there, done that, since I was a Similac, stop, shook around. Shake the hooters every night, mid-grain, top strain, smoking on that good shit. Sometimes I swear to God, I feel like I'ma go insane. Don't push me, cause I'm a sick ass fool. Man, I could keep going, homie. I'm trying just to be like you. And then it goes, it says, my son says, Daddy, I don't want to go to school because my teacher's a flirt and she thinks you're a fool. And now the kid's smoking yesca, drinking agua fresca. I ain't even tripped. Daddy's dating on my answer. Dance with the freak, back your boogie. Wear my Charlie Brown and my khakis because it's all about money. Ain't a damn thing funny. You got to have a ride if you want to get the honeys. They took that hyena and busted a train. Took her to the Volo and they hit it again. Stabbed that man right in his neck. He died right there next to the keg. Don't walk through the hood if you're up to no good. I keep my hand on my gun. I see the hood as a run. Got me feeling like an outlaw, jumping over brick walls. Who to say, you fucking move, I'll blow your fucking head off. Don't push me, cause you're a sick ass fool, man. You wanna keep going? My child was born at 6:49. I was at home getting high. God is frowning on you, but he's laughing too. Cause only God knows you're a sick ass fool. I grew up in the ghetto on County Road, and every hyena in the hood was my hoe. The very same place. We say, The places you claim and where you stay, the very same place, that's where you lay. You admire all the big time suckers, drugs, pimps, and hoes, and the big money makers, riding on dubs on a Chevy S10, and you wanna grow up to be just like them. High knots, cholas, stretch marks, chanclas, tattoos, and bullet wounds. Even Mad Doggers said I'm cool, sick ass fool, but then I got kicked out of Gary High School. Now I'm walking through the hood, and I'm up to no good, walking around like I own the damn hood like Billy the Kid. Look what you done did. Went upstate for a 5-year bid. Now my honey got to buy my best friend. Spent the next few years just trying to forget. Got strung out on dope on the inside. I'm surprised you didn't find me dead in the cell. It was clear to me that I had lost my way. Then cancer ravaged my body. But now my eyes see the reality. That things ain't always what they seem to be. So don't push me. Cause I'm a sick ass fool. I'm trying just to be like you. The thing about me, Holmes, that I just don't apologize no more. Like whether you think my shit's whack or not, I'm not asking permission. Cause if I did, my shit would be up on all platforms when it's not. I do this shit for fun, homie. I write love songs for Mahana because I love her. And if one day before I die, or even after I die, if they so happen to go famous, cool. But that's not why I'm here, homie. I'm not a, how you say it? I'm not a singer, bro. I'm not a singer. If I was, I'd have been uploading my shit. It's just that I'm just an artist, you know? I have a lot of songs. I have a lot of songs. Did you like that? Did you like that song? There's another one that I have called uh man, I have a lot. We have Food News, the artist formerly known. We have Children's Story. We have American Paisa. We have Gangster Food. We have The Message. We have La Sonia. We have Fools in the Sun, Fools in the Hood, The Assessment. We have Finally, My Love, My Love, My Love. Hey, My Love, My Love, My Love. That's one of my favorites. How am I supposed to live my life without you? Or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. I know it sounds good when I hear it. I wish I could play it for you guys here, but you know, because of copyright issues, we got zapped lifetime. We're learning this. We're learning the rules, right, as we go. Anyhow, that's me, you guys. That's all it is. I'm not nothing special. My body's fucking attacking itself right now. So you already got one leg up on me, homie. The thing about me is that I don't worry about other people's businesses. I worry about my own business. And you heard me talk. Who do I talk about? I talk about me, bro. I'm not sitting here trying to talk about who's doing what or lack thereof. I'm not here to try to break that man's or I'm not here to try to tear that man down. I'm just here to showcase me, bro. You don't need to tear somebody down to make yourself look good, bro. That's what I'm trying to say, right? How about there's people like that. People like that they think that by tearing others down, that's how they're gonna get, I guess, through life or some shit. I don't fucking know. I don't get it. I don't get why people think like that, but we don't do that here. We don't do that here. We don't sit here and worry about what other content creators are doing, talking about. Like, man, I'm too busy locked in on my own shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm drawing right now. I'm too busy drawing right now to worry about what the hell other people are saying, you know? And I think that if you go back to the things that you love to do, you'll be fine with that. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of getting to know Ahmed. Please don't take anything that I say out of context. Please don't think that I'm calling anybody out, because I'm not, bro. If I want to say something, I'll tell you directly, bro. I'm not here to fight. You know? I'm not here to fight, bro. I'm here to just live my life and be happy and and educate. Hopefully educate, right? All right, homie. Thank you guys so much. This is as far as we got for the day. And yeah, it looks a lot better, right? Take care. We're gonna end this with a prayer. Um, Lord, I want to say thank you for first and foremost for blessing me with these talents, multiple talents, and now I'm I'm thankful to be able to use my talents now to draw people in into your word, Lord. And I do it in a subtle way, subtle. I do it in a way that these fools don't even know I'm preaching to them, Lord. And I try to show them that these are your talents, Lord, and I give them to you in hopes that you can open the eyes of the man who cannot see. And I pray that you remove the log from the people's eyes who can't seem to remove the splinter themselves. I pray, Lord, that you remove that so they can see how beautiful life is when you're filled with kindness and hope and love and the Lord and the Holy Spirit, and that allows us to uh, be able to put one foot in front of the other, Lord. No matter if we're dealing with ailments ourselves, we're thankful for the energy and the talents and the education that you allow us to provide for all the fools out there on the tira who so need that in today's world. So thank you, Lord. And in Jesus' name, we pray, right? Amen, homie. Can I get an amen from all the fools on the tira? Thank you, bro. And you fools didn't even know that you were getting sermoned. You were getting sermoned this whole time and you didn't even know it, but that's what I love about what we do, homie, is that we try to show you fools a different way. You don't have to be hardcore. You don't have to be super gangster, you just got served with a healthy dose of the Lord on the tira. Bye, you guys. I love you. For those of you who want to donate, my Cash App is $ Food News Network. That's $FOONETWORK. If you fools are inclined to donate through Zelle, I do have a Zelle. It's Ahmed Belloso, my first and last name, 55 at gmail.com. So if you guys are inclined, bro, I'm not too proud to receive any blessings. And also, I have a P.O. box in case some of you guys at home would like to send well wishes. And a lot of people send us a lot of things, bro. And my P.O. box is Ahmed Belloso, my first and last name, P.O. Box 601, San Jacinto, California, and that's 92581. And so thank you all for your continued blessings, your prayers, and for your well wishes. And it really does help me. It serves me very well. And for those of you who for you generous folks out there, you know who you are. I just want to say thank you so much, bro, for being generous with me. I wouldn't even be able to do the things that I do if it wasn't for you. And to the millionaires who have been reaching out to me, thank you, bro, for wanting to put me in your. Thank you to the millionaires, bro, who have been uh, guiding me, teaching me how to and not be. Because if we're gonna be playing in the same arena, then I better, they don't just let you in, perro. They prepare you because, you know, don't be an overstepper. And that's what you don't want to do. Stay in your lane. And I feel like my nose is about to start bleeding. Don't be an overstepper. Stay in your lane. Stop talking about people. If you're gonna talk about somebody, show them in a positive light. If you're gonna talk, if you look, I try not to make it a point to talk about people. If you ever hear me mention a name, it's because they hurt me bad. And it's not even to, it's only to address. It's never to attack, right? But in this case, as far as social media is concerned, that's one thing we do not do, bro. Is we do not come after people. We do not get in other people's business. I watch everything. Trust me, I watch everything, bro. And I'm a silent watcher. Is there any silent watchers out there on the tira? I'm one of them. I am a silent watcher. I see all the videos, and even the bad ones. I just don't. I rarely comment. I rarely comment. But I just want you guys to know that I do watch. I watch everything. Especially when it's about me, right? And I'm a very silent watcher. And just because I don't follow you, or just because I still watch, bro. And if I don't watch, other people send it to me. And then the thing about me is that just because people talk about me, I don't react, because if that that's an easy way for people to just. And so, if anything, I might clown you. I might roast your ass when I'm in the car or something like that, and just fucking talk about your beef curtains or some shit like that. But other than that, bro, I'm not really out here like do the beef curtains match the drapes, you know, any shit like that. But I won't. Like, I'll bag on your kids, on me. I'll talk to, like, like, I'll make you feel dumb. I'll make your mom have a talk with you at dinner and be like, mijo, como que ya para de hablar de ese señor, no, porque ahora está hablando de mí, like, and if I can't get to you, I'll clown your mom, bro. Your mama jokes, right? Have into the chat. And it's not to really hate on your mom, because I don't even hate you. But if you're absolutely gonna push me to that point where I have to speak on you, I know that's what you want. So what I'll do is I'll fucking clown those around you, bro. And it might not hurt you, but I'm sure your hyena doesn't want to go to work and be like, hey, motherfucker, like, okay, you want to talk that shit, but I'm not talking shit about this man. They knew this was coming. Talk to the elders. The elders will get at you, bro. The elders will get at you, bro. The elders will be like, hey, homie, like, this man is not dumb, and he knows what he's doing. And he does not attack nobody. And because he can't get to you, he's gonna get somebody I'm gonna hurt the feelings of somebody close to you. Put it like that. And I don't want to do that. Like, why? And I haven't. But I'm just saying, like, these are the tactics that people will resort to, bro. What do you think the homies taught me, bro? What do you think the homies taught me? You think I just disregarded everything I was taught my whole life? If I can't get to you, that's how they teach you. They will get somebody close to you. And it's like, who wants to live like that, bro? Who wants to live like that? Like, I don't want my family getting attacked, and I'm sure you don't. And so that's why I don't talk shit about people, bro. Because people are there, they move different out there. And just because they don't tell you how they move doesn't mean that they don't move like that. And so if you trust people, hey, God bless you. But I don't trust nobody, dog. Not you, not him. I barely trust myself. I don't even trust my bank account, and that's mine, homie. See what I'm saying? And, talk is cheap on the tira. You're absolutely right. Money talks and bullshit walks, homes. And if you're gonna, you just gotta keep your head on a swivel, homie. Don't get comfortable. Do not get comfortable, bro. Especially if you're ill. Like, especially if you're ill. um like, live your life like it's your last day on this earth, homie. Have you ever heard that saying? Live your life like it's the last day on this earth, homie. And if you live like that, trust me, bro, I don't bag. You hear me? I don't bag on people here. You see me? Like, I have. Oh, I have. I absolutely have, bro. And people know my get down. That's when people hear me talk shit. They're like, so, oops, somebody pissed them off. So let's just all be kind to each other. Let's love one another. And, it's so much better when you go to sleep. Everybody has the same 20. Thank you, Vic. Thank you, Vic. Everybody has the same 24 hours. Let's use that energy on positivity. Instead of trying to break that man down, just don't say nothing bad about him. Trying to build yourself up. And I guarantee you, bro, you'll feel better. You'll feel better knowing that you're building yourself up instead of trying to tear that man down. Because at the end of the day, let God deal with him. That's what I do. That's why I don't clap back, homie. Never do you hear me clap back. Never. Because when God removes one wart, he gives you a blessing, Look at my hand, bro. God removed all the warts from my hand, perro. And I accept it. Kindness, very, very contagious. So I'll leave you with that. Just remember, kindness is very, very contagious. Go back to your childlike ways. Remember when you were just so happy about everything? Remember that part. Even when people piss you off, homie. All right? Just try to always go back to your childlike ways, bro. I love you guys. We already prayed for you. I pray that your business supersedes all your expectations. Keep going, keep going, keep going, but do it positively. And don't talk shit about people. Change your content to a positive manner. And I guarantee you, bro, the millionaires will talk to you too, bro. Al rato.